Hello again. Have you wondered how to return more than one value from a function? Let me show you how it's done. Hey there. Before we get started, I want to thank you for viewing this video, and be sure to check out all other how-to videos from this channel. And don't forget to subscribe and share. It will be helpful. Also, go ahead and leave comments below. Now, how to return two or more values from a function. And this is not hard. We can do this however many values that you need a function to return. So as all programmers know, a function can only return one value, but that's not the limit. We have ways to return more than one value. So for this example, there's no requirement, just your attention, and you enjoy it. It's going to be a short one. It's not going to be a long video. So the benefit of having a custom function that return more than one value is that you can get these values and display on the screen for the user to view. Sometimes you need just you can't just work with one value as a function does. You need more, and we can get as many values from one function. So enough with the talk. Let's get to work. Okay, let's open our Access program by going into this search box. If you don't see the Access here, and sometimes you don't, just type in Access like so and hit enter. Let's open up the let's create a new blank database, and here we're going to put in our, there you go, in our folder. This folder could be different than yours, but I'm going to put in here where I keep my sample programmings here. I'm going to create a new folder. Let's call it sample function, and then let's pop in there and give it a name, database name as sample function, and it will open up the blank table, which we're not interested in. We are interested in the module, and here we can change this name to our liking. In our case, how about give it a name as sample function? Okay, it doesn't like that. How about custom function? There you go. So we got a custom function, and Control S and save that. Okay. All right. Let's see what we want to do here. Okay, how about let's make it easy. Let's make the function do some kind of calculation. Let's create a function called get salary. That's good. Get weekly pay. There you go. So in here, the weekly pay could be in decimals. So we're gonna say return this function as double. All right, and as you know, all function returns at least one variable, and in Access, this name is the same as the variable with the data type double. So in order to get the weekly pay, we're going to need a pay rate. All right, pay rate as double in case there are decimal in there. Could be decimal, $10, $10.50. We are now, what else do we want to get? We want, how about monthly as double, annually as double, and that's it. Now by default, if you don't define a reference type, by default it is by reference, meaning by reference. This is default. That right there is the same as this guy. By default, it is by reference. Now let me explain to you a little more about by reference and by value. So by value is unmodifiable, and then by ref, which is by reference, is modifiable. Now the difference between these two guys, as I written here, this guy, this variable cannot be modified. This guy and this guy, oh, whoa, wait a minute, this guy can be modified. By reference can be modified. Alright, now if you don't want this guy to be able to modify, you say by value. Now the two are different. By default, this guy is by ref. So this is the same as this, as far as the reference type is concerned. Now let me explain a little more about this, how the computer and the memory works. Anytime you declare a variable, say test as string, for example, this test has a reserved memory location. So on this in the RAM, so this test say, hey, create me a spot on the RAM so that I can use it while I'm working with this screen or with this process. That's how it works. So each one of these guys has a memory location sitting on a RAM. So by sending in an argument like a pay rate, for example, you are sending a value. Sending a value. And this value cannot be modified. Unmodifiable. However, this guy, you're not sending a value, which you could, but it's actually sending in a pointer to that location on the RAM. So this guy, the computer doesn't know where the location of this RAM is, so therefore it cannot be modified. But if you're sending in a pointer, it actually references back to that location on a RAM, and they say, hey, you are allowed to modify this value. And that's how it works. So let's put this to a test. So as I stated earlier, this is also a variable, so we're going to copy this guy and say a weekly pay is a pay rate, assuming it's 40 hours per week. We also want to get a monthly, which we know we can modify this guy. That way it can send back to the caller. So this is 1 week times a month. Okay, there's actually not a full week in a month. On average, it's about 4.3 weeks in a month. Oh, you know what I did there? I didn't put in the 40. Sorry about that. There. So we got a pay rate of 1 week times 4.3 weeks, which is on an average per month. Now the annual, we know, well, there's some year is a 53, but it doesn't occur too often. So we're gonna say pay rate times 40, that's 1 week, times 52 weeks. On average, there is a 52 weeks in a month. So that's how we get the value to get sent back to the caller. Now, to prove to you that this guy, because it's by value, prove to you that this guy cannot be modified, we're going to go ahead and set it equals 100. So whatever we pass into here, we're going to set it to a 100, which we know this guy cannot be modified. All right, let's go to our design environment and put it to a test. Let's open up a form. We're going to need a couple boxes here. Let's add let's add this one is pay rate. Actually, let's copy a couple more. Weekly, monthly, annually, and the test pay rate. Let's call this modified pay rate. Yeah, that's good enough. Modified pay rate. And then yeah, have a habit of make sure that you define this name for these boxes. This is also a variable, by the way, an object variable called an object variable is a text control variable. So we're going to call this pay rate. Yeah, this is going to be weekly. Weekly. Let's change this one before we weekly, monthly, annually. And you know what? That's a lie. I'm going to make that a full color of text 1. That just means 000. Now I think here, if you want to put in 6 zeros, 1 2 3 4 5 6, that means the same thing. Okay. All right, let's get back to here. So that's pay rate, weekly, and here is monthly, annually. Where's my Y? Well, you could say yearly, but we want to be consistent with our words. So this is called modified pay rate. All right. Now what else we need? We're gonna need a command button. Let's add a button here. We're not interested in this database operation, so we'll just cancel that. And here we want to do an event, on-click event. So when we click that button, it's going to come in here, and let's define this guy as week as double, month as double, week, month, excuse me, annual as double, pay rate, yeah, and then this is going to be modified pay rate, which we know it's not going to be able to modify this guy. All right, now we know we have this weekly equals custom function get weekly, the argument asks for pay rate, monthly. Oh, you know what, let's do this. This is what I meant to do. Pay rate equals, there you go. All right, now we're going to pass in this guy, and we need month annual let's be consistent with this guy. We're going to put this week right here. There you have it. That's all you need to do. So we know this is by value, all right, and that guy cannot be modified, but this guy can be modified. This guy can also be modified. So let's say weekly equals week. Yeah, when you program, make sure you try to be consistent as much as possible. That way it's easy for debug and modify. Yeah, there you have it. So in this function, first it's going to return this value, the weekly, get weekly pay as a double. It will also return the monthly value. It will also return an annually value. However, we were trying to set this guy to 100, and to prove that by value, so 100, by value, this variable cannot be modified. All right, let's get back to here. Okay, Control S. Let's call this guy a test screen. All right, now let's run this guy and execute it and see if that works. So let's do 1 first. Now if we send into 1, we expect to see the weekly to be 40, monthly to be 40 times 4.3, and I think that is how much is that? 1,700. No. Oh yeah, 172, I think, and that is going to be 172 times 52. What is that? 2,000, 1,820. We'll see. We'll find out. Oh, there's something's not right. We got this one right, but what is that? How come? Let's take a look. Why the annual? Why it did not? Oh, why it did not return the annual? Ooh, let's get back to this guy. What's wrong with this guy? Huh? That guy is supposed to return. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Ooh, my bad. Slow down. Bar ref. There. Save. Okay, let's try that again. Control. Oh, see there? Annual. The reason why, let me take that guy out. I can see it. See this guy? Misspell. That's the reason. Misspell. So because by default, it should be by reference. So let's put that. There you go. Yeah. All right, let's get back to here. I think now, if we set that, I think it's 18,007 or 2080. Okay. All right. So that's is expected. We notice this guy right here in the function, we assign it to 100, and it didn't change. You see, but the rest of them we could. So in this function, not only it returns this value as data type double, the wiggly, we also return this value. 3 values being returned from one function. How cool is that? And the bar value cannot be modified. So if you look at the code behind here, we try to set this guy to there, and it did not change. It did not change. And that's how you return more than one value from a function. All right, let's change this guy to $15. Yeah, $15. Continue. Look at that. 15 could not be changed. Still the same. How about 1550? There you have it. That's how you return more than one value from a function, just by assigning the bar referencing. So by default, this guy, by default, like for example here, by default it is bar reference. If you don't want the variable to be modified, then you say bar value. So, and that's how we did it here. Obviously, you don't want to change his pay rate because that's how this person gets paid, $15.50. That's it. Nice and easy and quick. The short video. There you have it. Thank you for watching. Please come back. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell for future release. Thank you again. Bye for now.